Hey y'all, Dallas again, Chaos Fragrances. Today we're back with another video, and this one's going to be on the top 5 most controversial fragrances. This is going to be top 5 list of the fragrances that are in my collection that I've seen to be the most controversial. Obviously, there are going to be other ones out there, I'm sure, but again, these are just the ones that I own. So we're going to go ahead and start off. Number 5, the current formulation of La Nuit de l'Homme. You know, I don't know what it is. Ever since Jeremy started hyping this stuff up, people have just gone crazy for this stuff. While it is amazing fragrance, I've made some really good memories with this fragrance. Perfect date fragrance. It does get a lot of hate just because the new formulations. People say the performance sucks, you shouldn't buy it, all this and that. And honestly, the performance to me doesn't really suck if you're using it for what it's intended to be, which is a date fragrance. You don't need beast mode performance on a date fragrance. I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to go too into it because then I get heated up and off, and we don't need that. So check out my date fragrance video. I talk more about that in there, but basically this gets a lot of hate. Just guys, just chill out. Don't get your feelings hurt, all right? Great fragrance still. It's still worth the money. Even a big bottle like this. Love it. Can't go wrong with it, so just kind of chill out. Number 5 most controversial fragrance. Current formulation, La Nuit de l'Homme. Number 4, Nautica Voyage. So this fragrance, interesting story about this. I've talked about it before, but this was one of my first fragrances. And around the time that I bought this was being hyped up like crazy. Everyone was talking about it. In everyone's videos. People were either loving it or they were hating it. And I personally don't mind it. I don't like the top notes as much, but the dry down actually smells pretty good. It does get compliments. And again, this is the new reformulated version where people hate on the performance. Again, I don't get bad performance. Still think it's a good solid fragrance for a beginner, just a great fresh fragrance, but it does get a lot of hate because it is synthetic, it is typical, it is, you know, a price point fragrance. You can buy it at Walgreens, you can buy it at Casey's, so it gets a lot of hate. Still, I think it's a nice one, so that's number 4, Nautica Voyage. I don't even know my own list. Alright, here we go. Number 3, Versace Arrows. So this gets a lot of hate because it does have this bubblegum sweetness, it's kind of bubblegummy, overly sweet synthetic vibe. But for what it is, I think it's a solid fragrance. Perfect for young guys, perfect for guys around my age, teenagers that just want to smell like a good time, want to smell like fun. Perfect for a party, perfect for colder months, outdoors, haunted houses, you know, things like that. Really nice one. Yeah, it is kind of bubblegummy sweet. This is a fragrance that, again, women just go crazy for, so you know, if that's what you're after, this is a great fragrance. If you're after artsy smelling fragrances, this obviously isn't for you. It's not supposed to be for you, so there's no point in complaining about it in the first place. But that's my number 3, a solid one right here, Versace Arrows. Number 2, Invictus Aqua. One of my favorite fragrances right here. I'm not kidding you guys. One of my favorite fragrances. Gotten some seriously awesome compliments from this stuff in the summer. This is, again, another one of those kind of bubblegum sweet vibes like Versace Arrows that women just love. And it mixed with the kind of freshness that this fragrance has, awesome stuff. Seriously, I get 14 hours longevity out of this sometimes, really good projection. This is a fragrance that I wear to the pool because it's so strong that even if I get in and don't get my neck too wet, I'm still going to be smelling really good, smelling like this stuff all day. This stuff is just great. I got backup bottles of this stuff on the way, so I don't feel bad about wearing this in the summer because you can see there's still quite a bit in there, but I don't want to run out of this stuff anytime soon. I love this. I know there are a few alternatives. I know Versace Arrows, however you say it. I'm sure you're going to tell me in the comments, and I'll make sure to keep that in mind. That is an alternative to this one. Also a fragrance that I think just recently might have came out called Diesel Bad. Also smells a lot like this. I actually smelled it on someone at school, and again, it smelled so good because it has a similar DNA. Kind of has like caviar and some other notes in it. So I do plan on grabbing that one along with the Versace one and reviewing them both and comparing them to this one for like a face-off video at some point. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, definitely stay tuned. Also, let me know if you guys want me to review this one. Again, this is one of my favorites. Even though it is discontinued, I can still do a review on it if you want, maybe for the summer. So let me know. But anyway, guys, this is very controversial. This and the regular Invictus DNA, just because, again, it has that bubblegum sweetness, that kind of synthetic-y vibe that people really don't like. But again, one of my favorites. I love this stuff. Definitely gets a lot of hate, but I don't care. Number 2, Invictus Aqua. Number 1, guys. Dior Sauvage. So this fragrance takes me right back to summer. This one gets a lot of hate, gets a lot of love, so many mixed reviews. I think a lot of it obviously is because of the sharp synthetic kind of vibe it has because of the ambroxan. This is very strong on the ambroxan. But I think a lot of the hate also comes from the performance. Most people don't understand that olfactory fatigue is a thing, and that once you're smelling this fragrance for so long, because of the really heavy dose of ambroxan and kind of peppery notes, this will just kill your nose, and after an hour you can't smell it. So then people get mad that they say it doesn't perform. They flood Fragrantica and eBay with their bad reviews. Still it gets hated on, but still great fragrance, great performance. If you're testing it right, if you're having people smell it and not just going off your own nose, super good performance, 9, 10, 11 hours sometimes. Awesome stuff. It does get hated on a lot, but again, for what it's intended to be, it does great. So I mean, how can you hate it for that? You know, they didn't release this to be an artistic smelling creation. They released it to be a mass-pleasing compliment getter, and it does that. So how does this fragrance suck? It's doing what it's supposed to do best. So that's my number one. Alright guys, that's my list. Top 5 most controversial fragrances that I own in my collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, a little bit of a different idea. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel to see more. All the links to these fragrances will be down in the description to Notino. And also, leave a comment, tell me what your most controversial fragrances are, and if you agree with my list or otherwise. And that's about it, guys. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.